Buff Nation, what's going on? We finally figured out who the mystery, the secret commit that Hayes Fawcett was teasing over the weekend. And it seems like it's none other than four-star defensive back Preston Ashley. This is awesome stuff. Of course, you guys welcome him in the comments. Let's smash that like. Maybe he'll see it. That would be really cool. But we're going to dive into what he brings to the table, where we stand in the recruiting world right now. But Hayes posting this on X saying four-star cornerback Preston Ashley has committed to CU. He tells me for On3 recruits. The 6-foot, 185-pound cornerback from Brandon, Mississippi chose the Buffs over Florida and Florida State. That's right. In your face, Seminoles. That's what I'm talking about. Poverty program over there. We're not a poverty program over here. Nope. Nope. And he said this quote, if you want to be the best, you got to get coached by the best. We coming. I love to hear that. And what does he bring to the table? We'll dive into his highlights here in just a moment, but I did want to show his 24/7 profile because I find this pretty interesting. So, one, seems to have hit a little bit of a growth spurt. Listed this past year at 5'10", 170 pounds. Now he's 6 foot, 185 pounds. So you meet the threshold for Coach Prime on playing cornerback, safety, whatever you want to do, which is nice to see. I love cornerbacks that are big and tall, baby. Now, what I find interesting about this, and I spoke about this in his video dedicated to his visit, was that he's rated with 24/7 Sports as a safety. You see, the composite has him rated as the 19th overall safety in the country with a four-star grade of essentially 92. But you see in his prospect info, he's listed as a corner. And then when you go back to Hayes Fawcett's post, four-star cornerback. So what's he going to play? I don't know. I'll let y'all be the judge in this. We'll go ahead and run his highlight tape, but a productive player nonetheless. You can see this scoop and score touchdown. He had a sack, forced fumble, 3 tackles for a loss. He can play on the outside. He can play in the slot. He's got great instincts, great ball skills, and he makes plays, man. And yeah, he can play the slot. I think I already said that. So, do you see him more of being a safety or a corner at the next level? That's going to be interesting. And maybe I'm taking his quote a little out of context because Coach Prime coaches everybody in the secondary, right? But obviously, he's spending a lot of time with the corners. Love to see that sack right there from out of the slot. But yeah, if he's talking about being coached by the best, I wonder if that means he's going to get his shot at first playing corner. And I wonder if his projection as a safety might have to do with the fact, again, they had him measuring at 5'10", 170 pounds. Usually, kind of the shorter guys end up going safety, instead of playing outside corner. But at 6 feet, that gives you the versatility to just kind of be anywhere on the field. And again, I feel like he has fantastic ball skills. Here you can see him dropping back into coverage and then making just a hit stick type of open field tackle on the quarterback when he was rushing. Doesn't shy away from contact. Again, remember, he's making these plays this past year at 5'10", 170 pounds. He's not afraid to throw away to throw his body at the ball carrier. That's a real nice tackle there for a minimum gain in the open field. Really love his open field tackling. And again, you can see how, he was given some tough assignments there. A one-on-one in the slot on that wheel route, shutting it down. Here you can see him just shut down this fade. I mean, a terrible throw from the quarterback, but nonetheless, he shut it down. So then watch this, laying out this other quarterback right here. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think he starts off at safety or at corner? I think because of this post by Hayes Fawcett, I think my gut tells me that yeah, maybe he's going to get the shot at first of being a corner, and if not, just like what you've seen with other guys such as Carter Stoutmeyer, or who knows where Makari Vickers is, but maybe then you move into safety. if that just seems to be the better fit. But I really hope that he's an early enrollee, which means he would be here in December. I would, or in January, and practicing all spring. That would give him the best possible chance of getting on the field as a true freshman. And depending on what happens with our cornerback room and safety room, I this could be, wide open competition for him to get on the field very quickly, whether that's at, corner or safety. I guess it depends on whether some of these guys like Bayard or Stoutmeyer leave. Hopefully they have really good years, but I could see opportunity to play in the slot outside, or at safety. I just think we got another big time ball player with fantastic ball skills, a guy that was wanted by a lot of really good programs in college football, and yeah, it's always extra nice to see us get a guy that decommits from Florida State. That's always great for the Twitter rivalry and all that. It's fun. Hopefully, we can end up playing each other at some point. But yeah, y'all let me know if, or rather, let's get to where our overall high school class is right now. I'll leave the highlights running, but we have 3 commits right now. Doma Peko Jr., he's playing JUCO this year, and then will be on the team. I think he'll look to play edge. Then you have tight end Gavin Mueller, who is from South Elgin, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Tight end, he hasn't played tight end for very long, mainly a basketball background, so that's always really interesting. Both of those guys are 3-star guys, I believe. And then Preston Ashley is our first 4-star, our first, I guess, blue chip type of commit. So now, when you look at where we're at, yeah, that's right, 110th in the country. You guys know this is a slow process for high school. We probably won't see more than 20 guys. I hope it's closer to that 20 than it is 10, but somewhere within that range. So, love to see this. This is a huge domino falling. Shout out to Scott Proctor. He mentioned that Chauncey Gooden, 4-star offensive lineman that's here with the team now, committed on this date a year ago. So kind of a good omen. Love to see that. And I can't wait to see who we add next. We're going to have plenty of spots. So congratulations to Coach Prime, Kevin Mathis, Robert Livingston, Corey Phillips, and the recruiting staff. This is massive. This is great news, and I can't wait to see where we go next. Now, I will be doing a live stream with Russ of Buffs News Weekly tomorrow night at, I think we're looking at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, just going over all the recruits, what our favorite moves or additions have been. And so please be sure to tune in for that. And then hopefully we'll have a long overdue Dog and Dave with Big Dog Chico. I think we're looking at that next week. So thank you guys so much. I'll be back again shortly. And as always, Go Buffs.